Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for mid tonight for a album review. Sorry if I'm pausing for a moment and not saying much, but this album review is for the new Veronicas album, Godzilla, that I just got done listening to. So I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Sorry if you see that bright light behind me. It's just my lamp has uh can't think of the bulb name for it. But it has a 3 bulb thing or whatever, and it gets pretty bright. Uh, but yeah, what did I think of this album by the Veronicas? It's a little underwhelming, to be honest. It's not that I hate it. It's meh. It's not that perfect, to be honest. And I'm gonna go into explanation why it's not that perfect in my opinion. Godzilla was one of the worst songs that I've heard. The title track was not that good. It was disappointing. Um, then In It to Win It was a head turner, and this song can literally go fuck itself. To be honest with you. But after that, the other songs were just average, okay, and a few of I think tracks 8, 10, and 11 were probably my favorites. Other than that, this album's kind of dull, to be honest with you. Stealing Cars was just, it was average. I did like some aspects about the song, like how the chorus gets introduced, and it doesn't sound too bad, but it's not a very well executed song. Uh, but with Godzilla, the title track, they added guitars with it and then made it seem like it was a rock pop song, and it didn't sound that good. The mixing and all that just sounded off, in my opinion. Um, the Veronicas really messed up on that song, and how one of the Veronica girls or whatever, one of them was singing Godzilla at the chorus. It just sounded bad. It was making me cringe so much to where I was like, oh my god. I was like, this is not that good. In It to Win It just is flat out dumb of a song. Uh, just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me on it. It literally can go fuck itself into an early grave, because that song is just horrible. But I know my harsh criticism is not something to take lightly, because I know some people are gonna be like, oh, well, you don't know your shit and all that. I'm like, um, I know not a good album when I see one, and this is not a good album. It's a meh album, but it's not gonna be in my best albums for sure. Sorry, this cat's wanting attention. Uh, and she's staring at the laptop right now. One of my cats. Uh, but 101 was a decent track. Catch Fire was average. It just felt like it was dragging on for a while. Sugar Daddy was not a great closer. That's for sure. It was an average song, but it was not a great closer. The beat was just underwhelming, and just lyrically, it sounded off in my opinion. But yeah, Silent was actually not a bad song, but The Only High was one of my favorite ones. I think it was the only favorite song that I gave praise to, which was a 5 out of 5. I gave that one. Supernatural Girl was just meh, and High Score was a little I didn't like that it repeated itself 4 times. It did a 4 time repetitiveness in that song after they sing high score, and it goes into this uh out of this town or whatever, out of this world actually. Uh so it's or it was either that one or it was Supernatural Girl. I can't hardly remember. I'd have to go back and hear this album again, but In My Blood and Kaleidoscope were eh, they're just tracks. Not something I'd really come back to a lot. I think the I think 3 songs on this album were the only ones I'd praise. Other than that, fuck the rest of this album because it's kind of boring and a slugfest to get through. So overall, I think the Veronicas Godzilla album was it's underwhelming. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not a good album, to be honest with you. I was hoping for something interesting, but my expectations went from this high to very low with after hearing this album for 40 minutes, and I'm like, it's not going to be a good album to remember. I know they have another album called Human coming out July 2nd, so I'll definitely review that, and hopefully it turns out to be better than this hunk of garbage. So for a score, I'm unfortunately going to have to give them a disappointing rating of a 5.5 out of 10 for this album. It's bad. It's just underwhelming. It's disappointing that I have to give them a very low rating, like a in the bad section rating, but it just didn't interest me. I wasn't finding any of the songs to be very good. So the reason why I gave it a 5.5 out of 10 is because 2 songs got 2.5 out of 5s. So, and the rest of the album's just a slugfest to get through. You're just like wanting to go to sleep to this album kind of shit. So I'm not gonna remember this album in one day. So I'm sorry, the Veronicas. I know you got talent, but this was not the album for you. This was not a good album. Uh, Trying different sounds and all that did not sound good to me, in my opinion. But keep in mind, it's just my opinion on what I thought of this album. You don't have to agree with me on it. It's just how I felt when I was hearing this album. But definitely comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the new Veronica's album, Godzilla, if you've heard it. And if you liked this album review, hopefully you did. I know it's probably going to get some massive dislikes, which I don't really care because, one, I'm not going to change my opinion on the matter of this album. So it's just my opinion at the end of the day. And my personal opinion. I personally did not like this album. But you can like it if you want, but that's your choice if you want to like it. It just keep in mind the songs are not very well executed. And lyrically, some parts in the songs tend to have cringy lyrics. But yeah, if you did like this album review, hopefully you did, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I will be returning to you tomorrow for, I think I'll start the Reason Why episode tomorrow, and then Fozzie's new single track review called Sane that I'm going to definitely check out. So hopefully it's a good song because it's Fozzie. So I hope Chris Jericho delivers with his band with a very good song. Because after hearing the teaser, I was really excited for this song. So, yeah, I'm sorry, the Veronicas. I just did not like your album. So it was very underwhelming to me. But keep in mind, it's just my opinion. At the end of the day. But I hope you enjoyed this album review for the Veronicas Godzilla. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Definitely stay safe, take care, and as always, I'll see you in my next video.